I've been the Vice President of the United States for all of 7 days. This is, I think, my 7th day on the job, and this is an incredible place to have my first official trip. I heard so many good stories of good people helping their neighbors rebuild, of a woman at a church helping an elderly woman clean off photographs that were destroyed by or at least damaged by the flood, of people who have volunteered their time, have come out of retirement, volunteered and donated their money to help people rebuild or fix houses. This is just an incredible place with incredible people, and I'm honored to be the Vice President of a country that's as kind and generous as the people here in Damascus. So we're going to try to make sure the federal government does right by them, and I'm going to go back to Washington with that message and that directive from the people here on the ground in Damascus. It's great to be here, and let me just say one final thing. They are very, very, I think, blessed to have one hell of a governor in Glenn Youngkin. Thank you, Governor.
Bless you, sir.
Yeah.
Bless you, sir. First of all, welcome to Virginia. And we're just so honored to have you here. And Mr. Vice President, thank you for keeping your word.
Yep.
When you were here in October, right after this devastating hurricane, you said you'd be back. And we are so honored that this is your first official visit. And so thank you. The words that the Vice President shared are so accurate. This community withstood a devastating storm. Where we are standing was literally deep, deep, deep with water, with mud. Businesses were washed away, houses were washed away, and the community has responded. And we find ourselves now looking back in awe of the heroes that's had over 100 swiftwater rescues that saved lives, of the communities that came together and said, we're going to rebuild together. But what we also see is the federal government has really ground to a halt in getting the resources to us. There was a very large CR passed with a lot of disaster funding in it, and that money needs to flow. And what I so appreciate is the Vice President and the President understand that the funds are available, but the funds have to get to the people to use them. And so we are ready. We are already rebuilding homes. We are already rebuilding businesses. We are ready to work as your prototype project on how to do this in an accelerated way. And I think everybody here is encouraged to hear the Vice President's words that we're going to go to work together in order to streamline these processes, to get the bureaucracy and the red tape out of the way so that Virginians and Tennesseans and North Carolinians and South Carolinians and Georgians and the folks in Florida can get the resources that we need. And particularly as we see the devastating fires in California, there's another process there to be had. So, Mr. Vice President, I cannot tell you what it means to this community, to Southwest Virginia, to Virginia as a whole, for you to be here and to work with us to make sure that when we are rebuilding in a way that everybody in the nation can say, that's the way to do it.
Absolutely.
That's the way to do it.
Great.